After, what, 7 weeks since we got back on the boat, we're finally leaving Portisco. The boat is now completely fixed, touch wood, and after our little accident we are still feeling, I think, quite nervous about this journey.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's got to be done. We've got to get back on the horse, and that's what we're about to do.
Yeah.
Wish us luck.
Most important thing today is just getting this next 3 hours under our belt, seeing that the old girl's working okay, and that we're working okay, more importantly. Still a little bit shaky.
Yeah. Yeah, they love it. Telltales are loving it.
This is what it's all about. At last we're out and at last we're sailing. Gosh, it feels good. Beautiful, isn't it?
That is cracking. We were absolutely thrilled because the boat was doing everything it was meant to be doing.
That didn't last for long. Right, so today's adventure was part of the mainsail at the bottom came loose just at the foot where it attaches to the mainsail. So that had unclipped, which caused a little bit of consternation. So I had to go up and have a look at it. So it was much chuntering when that was happening.
This is a huge problem for us because we have no idea what we're meant to be doing.
And I managed to fix it. Not sure whether it's temporary fix or a permanent fix, but there's clearly something not fully attached at the bottom when the mainsail is fully out. And then, again, as usual, other stuff decided to go on the fritz as well.
Everything all right, my love?
Not really.
Why are we going all over the place?
Because the autopilot has decided to not work.
Is it definitely not working?
Well, I'm trying to figure that out at the moment.
Well, this is all a little bit shit, really. At the moment, we've got a autopilot that doesn't appear to be working, and what else isn't working? The fuel gauge. We knew it would only be a matter of time, but those 8 minutes where the boat was perfect, we did actually really enjoy them. We'll go on a mooring buoy for the night and see if we can get these gadgets fixed.
Now that we're at a buoy, we will shut off everything and we'll reboot it and see if it reboots. If not, we'll just put everything back to factory reset and start afresh with the autopilot.
When in doubt, I always say reboot, and that actually did work, and Chia returned to Boomerang once more.
Nothing that a glass of wine can't fix. Well, I think we're a lot cheerier about stuff that goes wrong because, well, just does.
We ended up staying on that mooring buoy, I think, for 5 days in the end because the weather turned really foul.
Welcome to the Costa Smeralda in the middle of June the 14th. This could be Loch Lomond. Yeah, it was out of nowhere, getting gusts up to 30, 35 knots, was it?
Yeah. Oh, and we had a casualty.
Oh, the rope. Yeah, the rope. This is one of our main mooring lines that we had on last night. Very strong winds coming through, so we had 2 lines out on the buoy. But on the buoy, what happens is that you can get fraying. And whilst there's still the core here, the rest of it is a little bit short.
You know, we refused to wallow though and decided to head off on a walk. Gorgeous little traditional Sardinian market. Open just a couple of days a week, and we've managed to come on one of their open days, which is wonderful. We did eventually leave Canongione and started to head north to Corsica, I think it was.
Yes. Didn't last long. Not happy. just where we wanted to go to, a big cloud has appeared with lightning and thunder and all nasty things. So, change route and going to our port of refuge. Like last season, one of our favourite ports of refuge, La Gavetta in the Maddalenas, and this time we took the opportunity to do a little bit more exploring than we had before. Everywhere you go in the Maddalenas you have reference to Garibaldi, one of the founding fathers of Italy, and this is where he spent his dying days, and we're going to go and see his house now.
Yeah, and we decided to take the bus, which in itself was pretty entertaining.
Oh, the driver, oh, talk about having a bad day. We've got a very ballsy driver. Lots of Italian expletives and hand gestures going on to one of the coach drivers who's now jammed the road. Everyone's a cazzo. Everyone's a cazzo apparently.
The stop to Garibaldi's house was really close to where the road rage incident happened, but we were too scared to ask her to stop and open the doors and let us off.
We ended up in the other side of the island. The plan was to go to the Garibaldi Museum, but after the car jam and lots of this kind of stuff from the driver, we found ourselves on the other side of the island where all the beaches are. We'll try and go back and see the museum in a little while, but whilst we're on this side of the island, we'll have an explore.
That is such a gorgeous, private, secluded little beach, and the Maddalenas is dotted with these everywhere. The tricky thing is getting to them, even by sea, because it's so shallow and so many rocks around here. It can be quite perilous, but what a reward if you can actually get in there. A beach all to yourself.
Here we are at Garibaldi's house. The more you read about this fella, the more you realise what an extraordinary man he was. He was the hero of two worlds. Abraham Lincoln asked him to run his army in the Civil War. He refused because he didn't think Abraham Lincoln had gone far enough with the emancipation of slaves and also the equal rights of women. This is like, what, 150 years ago? Really, really forward thinker. So he spent his last few years, here. Became an agronomist, he had a workshop, he was pretty ill, he'd been shot in the ankle, so he had all these wheelchairs to take him around the house. And where he died, in the bed, faces Nice, which is where he was born, so that when he died, you know, he came full circle pretty much.
Well, this is Garibaldi's final resting place. Pretty unbelievable when you think about it. Such an accomplished man, known as the hero of two worlds, and his grave, as you can see, is the most simple out of all of them. He was a pioneer of guerrilla warfare and was seen as one of the greatest generals of modern warfare, which was why he was so well known around the world, not just because of his successes in campaigns, but also the way he dressed. A very distinguished costume that was inspired by the gauchos of South America.
If you didn't think Garibaldi was cool enough, think again. He even has his own wine.
I think we'll go back to the boat and give that a bit of a taste, Al.
I think so. We'd had such a lovely time in La Maddalenas, but once we had the weather window, like all sailors, we just wanted to get out to anchor somewhere. First anchoring of the season coming up. What could possibly go wrong? I've got 4 meters just now.
Copy that, 4 meters.
Okay. Yep. Stop. Stop. Enough! Okay, that's enough I think, darling.
Can I just say, it is really noisy up here when I'm letting chain out. That's why you use the walkie-talkie, darling. And I think you'll find I let out just the right amount of chain. Is it any wonder I drink?
That's 20 metres, we're good.
Glass of wine.
Yes, please. It's great being at anchor, but I don't necessarily sleep through the night because I'm always worried about the anchor slipping. Every yachty apparently is. So what we found is we've got this little app called Anchor, and what you do is as you drop the anchor, you press this little button here, and it works off GPS, and it gives you your position of the anchor and tracks where your boat is moving. And you can set a little alarm. So we've got 20 metres of chain out, so I've set it for about 25, and every time it goes outside that 25, or that perimeter, it will alarm. So could well get woken up in the middle of the night, but I'd rather get woken up in the middle of the night by that than by the boat crashing into some rocks or another boat.
Ah, there's the Dunkirk spirit again, darling. Love it. Because we're at anchor, we have to let everybody know that we're at anchor. And that means displaying a circular black marker halfway up the mast, so that people know that they're sailing around, that there is an anchor attached to this boat that is in the ground. It's only taken us 2 months since we arrived in Italy before we're on anchor, and now we're happy. And hopefully we're going to be doing a lot more of this as we go down, because we're now coming into the season. So July the 1st is when all the buoy prices and all the marina prices just go through the roof. So the more we can anchor, the better it is, and the more freedom you have, which is exactly what we envisaged when we started. You know, some people get up in the morning to walk to the station to get the train to get to work. My job is getting in the water and swimming around the boat just to check everything's okay. Quite an awful job.
Pretty! Going for my morning swim. Don't like to get the salt and water in my ears, hence the pretty cap. As you can see, best swimming pool in the world. Feeling a little bit anxious though. I'm not used to swimming in the sea, so this is me actually getting over one of my fears. There's nothing in here, you can see to the bottom, but it's just that anxiety of being in deep water in the ocean.
You're looking very 1920s, darling.
Do I need little flowers on my cap for that?
Never to be seen again. You're a really good swimmer.
Thank you, darling.
It's not your swimming I worry about, it's your rowing.
Am I going to run over anybody?
A bit more left door.
Left. Your left or my left?
Your left. What, can you not tell, darling? We're now heading back out to sea.
Make sure there's no one in my
Darling,
way.
it's absolutely fine. There's nobody in your line. We're not going fast enough.
Are you kidding? I'm an Olympic at rowing.
A little less chatty and a little bit more rowy, please. Tell you what, Ben Hur never had this kind of problem. Left, port. More port.
I understand that, I don't understand.
Okay, port.
Port.
Oh my God. We'll need a port after this.